So many boots, so little time, and more brands emerging all the time. Let's take a look at some of them. G'day, my name is Tech, and I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands that I'm filming on, the Wajik people of Noongar country. I'm taking a look at some new brands. Someone messaged me and said, one of the questions they asked me in my Q&A session, in fact, was, what are all these new boots that are coming out? Every day I see something new on Instagram. So I'm going to take a look at some new brands that I've heard of but don't have any experience of by trawling their websites. I'm going to leave out the smaller made-to-order type brands, like typical example is the Bandung Indonesian brands. They're sort of 1 person to 3 people sort of making the boots. I'm going to leave them out because I think that's quite a special clique. But I'm looking more at like small batch manufacturers who have websites with a number of boots out and about that you can buy from, or at least maybe some MTOs that might sneak through. So I did a trawl through Instagram to have a look at what new boot brands there were. So we'll do an internet trawl now and look at their websites, and you'll see them as I see them. But before we do, I want to ask you to click on the like and subscribe buttons down below. It only takes 2 seconds of your time. You're invisible, but it will really help me to grow my channel. And more importantly, it will help me to get my channel out to boot nerds like you and me, who may not know about this channel yet. So click on like and subscribe if you don't mind. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one, which is Urban Wolf Club, a name I've come across, so let's take a look at it. So you're literally seeing this website as I'm seeing it. It has a service boot right out there on the home page. Flashes through rather quickly. Let's flick through it. So it's got our classics, handcrafted old school made to last leather boots. The Colt, which I think is a changes colors. I think that's the service boot. And then they have a Winchester, which is their Chelsea boot. Attractive looking boots, I have to say. Very nice. And then they've got, what are these, the newest? Axeman 10 eyelets in old copper, Axeman 10 eyelets in steel grey, Axeman Capto copper, so it's got Capto and shorter height. I'm guessing these are logger boot styles, being named as the Axeman. Here we go, about us. We are a proud small community consolidated by diverse families of shoemakers with some cases of even 4th generation tradition that had developed in the shoemaking trade. We are passionate about our profession and happy to share with you some of the finest work that we make with our hands and soul. We intend to extend to you a little piece of our tradition, our love for shoemaking, and our cultural identity of this community that continues to create artisanal, handcrafted, old-school, made-to-last leather products. We have been doing this trade for more than 100 years and will continue this legacy proudly, and honored to be able to share this with you, the Urban Wolf Club. Now, the interesting thing is, talking about their cultural identity, I don't see anywhere on their homepage where they are based. I don't really see an about page. What's the shop one? Okay, so you can shop a variety of boots, the Remington, the Colt, the Axeman. Let's go all our boots. So here we have the 10 eyelet Axeman. Interesting sole on that. Let's take a look at that and see what that's about. So for $170, I'm guessing that's US dollars, because although it doesn't say anywhere where they are based, I believe they're based in Leon in Mexico. So let's take a look. Axeman 10 eyelets, old copper. This is a 2 to 2.2 full grain leather with an oiled process and an aniline finish, also an airbrushed shadow effect. If you want your boots made in EE width, just leave us a note on your order requesting EE. So the sizes are standard width, which I assume is D, from 7s to 13s with a lot of 0.5s in between. If you take a look at their sole, It has that interesting sort of old service boot sole with crosshatch. I think Truman uses something similar, which they call the Eugene sole. It's a pretty looking boot, I have to say, with a brogue cap toe, little Urban Wolf Club logo on the shaft. Looks really nice. Description: made to order, 5 to 7 production days plus shipment. Okay, Goodyear Welt construction, premium leather, full leather lining with vegetable tanned heel counter, vegetable tanned leather cork filled insole with steel shank, vegetable tanned leather midsole and military grade rubber outsole with brass pegs, leather laces. The brogue is optional. If you want the brogue, please leave us a note. Additional information, this is just the sizes. What do we have down here? Sizes are standard D width 7 to 13. Check our size guide. So men's size, again, I'm assuming the US is, okay, I don't know what my length is in inches. Somebody might have to check out what if they're a size 8 or 8.5, because I don't know if this is true to size or a half size down. It would be useful to let us know. The instructions for measuring just shows the standard measurement. And we suggest you choose a half size smaller than what you wear in sneakers. Okay, so it sounds as if it's true to size, because sneakers generally, I think, tend to be a half size larger than your true size. So my sneakers, for example, are 9. My true size is 8.5 US, and I usually wear 8 US in boots. Let's go back to the shop and have a look at all the boots. The service boot, I think, interests me. What do they call it? The Colt. Quick view on the Colt. Again, the size is 7 to 13 with a lot of half sizes in between. That's a very pretty looking boot. I can see, I think, that it is actually Goodyear welted, and again they use that sort of cross-hatched outsole. Again, made to order, Goodyear welted. Yep, cork-filled midsole. So a good, it's got all the hallmarks of being a really good product. What do they also do? They have accessories, veg tan leather insoles and laces. Okay. At what, $150 for the service boot, $170 for the logger boot. It sounds pretty good value to me, and I've heard people say good things about it. Free shipping to USA, Mexico, so I think I'm right. I think this is a Mexican one. Okay, so the second website we're going to go to is Wolf and Beard. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So Wolf and Beard do not have a website, but they do have an Etsy account, and this is Etsy Australia. I think what Etsy does is it sort of logs you in whichever country that you log in on. Their front page on Etsy looks really interesting with those mock toe boots and wedge soles and those wedge sole shoes. Wolf and Beard, hello, based in Kiev City, Ukraine. I hope you guys stay safe with what's going on over there. Wolf and Beard, mock toe boots, handmade shoes, custom sizes. Announcement, my dear friends and customers, please choose your shoe size carefully. I don't accept returns, exchanges or cancellations. All my shoes are made by hand, so they're handmade. It takes time and materials. Understandably. If you're unsure of the size or anything else, please ask before ordering. Again, I think that's very understandable. The onus is on you, really, to make sure that you're ordering the right thing, to be honest. What do they have here? Mock toe boots, mock toe shoes, cap toe boots, Oxford round. Let's have a look at more. Why can I not get to... Okay, here's mock toe boots. Let me go to all. Right. Pink mock toe women's handmade. I mean, I'd be interested in that color. Australian $539. You'll have to translate to the currency of your home country. Because it's Etsy, it just shows me in Australian dollars. Indigo blue, that looks really nice. brown, green. Let's take a look at the blue one. Classic mock toe, indigo blue, custom-made leather boots, samurai mock toe by Blkbrd. I do like this. Here we go. I mean, that looks really nice quality. Interesting laces. The stitching on the apron stitch is really nice. It's like a box stitch, goes up and down and across. Nice double stitching along the joints. It looks like this is a storm welt or a split reverse welt, Goodyear welted, and then you have the I guess it's a Christie sole. That's a very pretty looking boot. Alright, let's go back to Blkbrd. You get the green one. How to measure your foot, they show you there. And then we have pink combat boots. This is a bit Iron Ranger like, I think, because of that slope down. Very similar to the Iron Ranger. The heel counter, or the backstay rather, is also quite similar, and of course you have a toe cap. But that stitching looks really fine. Again, it's a split reverse welt, I think. Let's have a look. Pink combat cap toe leather women's boots. Why am I attracted to pink boots? Let's go back to the home page. And then they have a number of shoes. I've sworn off shoes. Since 2020 I only buy boots. Cap toe combat boots, that's the sort of Iron Ranger-ish looking thing. Reasonably limited design, but they have a number of colors, and I think that's really interesting. Let's take a look at the About page. Do things that make you happy. I'm not going to play that. I'm not quite sure what's going to go in there. Hello, I am a wolf and I have a beard. I like that. Actually, my name is Artem Wolf in Ukrainian, and I am a shoemaker. I graduated from the University of Technology and Design, majoring in shoe manufacturing. I used to work in several factories and ateliers as an assistant shoe designer. And a few years ago, I decided it was time to start making my own shoes with my design and a part of my soul. This is how Blkbrd Workshop appeared. I really love American vintage shoes and heritage style. Therefore, sometimes for the sake of art, I repair old work boots. Well, that's very interesting, and I'm guessing that is Wolf, Artem. Okay, they have some reviews. 4 out of 5 stars, great craftsmanship. 5 stars, best fitting sneakers I have. 5 stars, these might be the most expensive shoes I own, but man, they're worth it. You know, it's pretty interesting. A pair of mock toe boots at $572 in Australia is not that different from a pair of Red Wing. And I have to say, these are handmade, handcrafted, not factory made. Nothing against Red Wing. That sounds to me like reasonable value indeed. Okay, so the next one I'm going to choose is Blkbrd, spelled B-L-K-B-R-D. I'm assuming it's Blackbird and not Blkbrd, so So here we are, Blkbrd Shoemaker, B-L-K-B-R-D. I'm assuming it's Blkbrd and not Blkbrd. Now I do believe this is an Indian brand. FAQs, let's have a look at the FAQs. About Blkbrd, how did we come up with the name Blkbrd Shoemaker? Blkbrd Shoemaker is the associate retail brand of our existing manufacturing business by the name Blkbrd Footwear Company, so I was right. To retain the correspondence with our parent company, we concluded the name Blkbrd Shoemaker, and it is pronounced same way as Blackbird. The name Blkbrd is inspired by hypersonic spy plane SR-71, developed by NASA in the late 1950s and named the Blackbird, which is of course the US 60s and 70s spy plane that flew over Russia and China. How are Blkbrd shoemakers' shoes different? All our shoes are completely handmade, okay, by the most skilled and passionate craftsmen in Agra, which is in India. Shoes are not just a product we tend to sell and earn a living, but making beautiful shoes is a passion of ours. They are also direct to customer at the lowest profit margins. So that being said, let's have a look at the men's styles. They do have quite a lot. So they have boots, the Luchador Z service boot, the Kaiser high top work sneaker, and the these bloody chat things are annoying. Go away. And they have the Iowa moccasin boot and thick brown corduroy suede. Do they mean thick brown corduroy and suede? $333 US. Let's take a look. So that's definitely corduroy, not suede. The last is what they call the Yacht B square toe moccasin stitch, handcrafted, chrome XL leather from Horween. So I'm guessing the bottom part here is from Horween, and that is some form of corduroy cloth. I don't think leather is structured that way. Alright, let's take a look back. A lace to toe boot with a wedge sole, and it looks like it's a 270 stitch down by the looks of things. Let's take a look at that. So lace to toe, that does look stitched down, doesn't it? Let's see what it says. Kodiak is our take at lace to toe boots, drawing inspirations from original design. A lace to toe work boot laces up from the top of the shaft almost to the toe. These boots have a wedge sole, can be your daily drivers or can be worn on terrain that needs protection and stability. The last is the Humvee last. Interesting. Toe profile is work round. It is a stitch down construction. There we go. Gives it away. Uppers leather is 3mm thick full grain leather with a full leather lining and a Vibram Christie wedge sole. So, you know, they do use really great materials. 3mm thick full grain leather, Vibram Christie sole, and so on. Let's take a look at what else they provide. Dakota logger style, that's very interesting. Derby boot, copper boot 3.0. And then they have a service boot. Let's take a look at the service boot. I mean, you guys all know that I like my service boots. So the Rudiger X service boot in Chrome XL, in Burgundy Chrome XL. So Burgundy Chrome XL, I'm assuming, is color 8. And it looks like a double stitch down construction by the looks of things. Just looking at that stitch in the front. Go away, you. We're right here if you want to help. I don't want to talk to anyone. Go away. The last is the Royce B toe profile is round, stitch down construction. This is interesting, you know. Handmade, stitch down, Chrome XL leather, leather insole and natural cork filler, leather midsole and outsole, and a Dr. Sol super grip half rubber outsole. Stacked leather, dogger heel. Is that a dogger heel? I would have said that's a fairly standard block heel, stacked leather block heel. Anyway, brass hardware looks really good. Rudiger X is the leather sole version of our classic service boot. So that's your, I think what they mean by a leather sole is it's got a leather sole and then they put a half sole on it. It is interesting. Ooh, I mean that is a lovely toe shape, 309.65. Royce B toe profile is round. Nice. What else? What else, fellas? What else? They have a mock toe, and then you're into penny loafers and so on, and a moccasin, and a wingtip. You know, these guys produce a hell of a lot of different models. I think I might have a... Oh, hello. I think I might have a wander through this, but Ocean hand-welted boot, shell cordovan. I think Dale has this from Dale's Leatherworks. That is incredible, that little piece of color there. Oh gosh, very nice. What does it say? These hand-welted version, wow, of our classic service boot is a modern derby boot that radiates luxury and exuberance. Timeless style with a cheerful and exciting blue color, these boots are confidently a head-turner. The Royce B. Last, same as the service boot. Toe profile is round, hand-welted. That means they carve and instead of a gemming in the insole, they actually carve a channel and then use that to sew it on to the uppers. And then the outside is Goodyear welted. Shell cordovan from Roccardo, Italy, leather and full leather lining. And that was $624 US. You know, hand welted, handmade. That's $624. Shell, Italian shell leather. Oh, it's not a bad price. It's fair. It's a fair price. I wouldn't say it's cheap. Very nice indeed. But a lot of different styles in Blkbrd. Right, we'll close that down and then open up to a page. The next one I'm looking for is Arno Shoes, American brand with a Ukrainian background. Arno Shoes, I'm talking to them on Instagram because I wanted to get a pair of their boots to try. So if we go through Arno, they are an American-made company, but they have an American-based company making their boots in Leon, but they have a Ukrainian background. We'll go to the About page in a minute. The Vyshyvanka boot in Kudu Gaucho. So it's a service boot with this very interesting detail of the embroidery. And that is different, isn't it? It's certainly a point of difference. And I understand that's sort of traditional Ukrainian embroidery. And this is the boot that I'm waiting on. The Blkbrd zip-up boot in russet kudu. Now, I don't know whether I've said this in some videos. I am not a fan of zip-up boots. Just because I have memories of the 70s when I wore zip-up boots with platform heels and bell bottoms. I thought they were sexy at the time. But looking at these, I really like them. So I wanted to try a pair, and I'm waiting on them as they come. So some very interesting looking leather, and the boot itself, you know, the way it rolls, the way it's shaped, that really is something of interest to me. And the patina it picks up, really nice. Okay, let's go to the About page. Where are we? Our story. About Arno. This is very interesting. Oh, that's another nice leather too. So Arno is handmade in the heart of Leon, Mexico, one of the world's global shoe capitals. We know that. Arno boots are more than just footwear. They're a testament to the timeless quality and exceptional design. Our boots are meticulously crafted to stand the test of time. And who makes them? Mikhail Blkbrd. I hope I've pronounced that right, Mikhail. As cliché as it sounds, I recently found myself turning into a bit of a Renaissance man. After serving in the US Coast Guard and then the Air Force as a reservist, I went to school for electrical engineering. During my studies, I stumbled into the world of crafted handmade shoes through Goodyear Welt subreddit. What drew me in was the styling and the look. What kept me interested is the craftsmanship and the built-to-last mentality in our disposable world. Christine O'Leary, I guess, is the partner. Having moved to Florence on a whim after living in New York City working in media and events, I stumbled into the world of shoemaking. I was contemplating throwing in the towel when my friend got me an interview at Stefano Bremer. Coached me through the daunting task of taking the $5,000 bespoke shoe to the belt sander. How to use a knife and not slice my fingers off. Our mission, bringing craft quality and a unique blend of European styling and American sensibility to everyday fashion. Interesting thing. I do think there is that that sort of European look to this zip up Chelsea, but also something quite American with the contrasting sole edgings and so on. So this one comes in Loden suede, in russet kudu, tobacco kudu, and buffalo black cherry. All really attractive leathers. Okay, so next one, let's take a look at Black Boots Brazil. Black Boots Brasil is obviously a Brazilian brand. It's not a particularly international friendly website, I find. Initially it asks you what language you want, and then it doesn't quite translate the prices. So R629 is real, which is the Brazilian currency. I don't know what the exchange rate is. You guys will have to look it up. Interesting different designs in their boots. I was quite interested in this Black Dog Toffanin Nubuck brown boot. And let's just dive into that, see what it's made up, how it's made. The Black Dog Toffanin is made of brushed nubuck, has a custom polyester lining, and an SBR material sole. Its finishing is done entirely by hand, which guarantees greater quality and exclusivity. You can see it's stitched, so I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure, knowing my friends at Bordon, Colombia, that it's very difficult to get a Goodyear welting machine in South America. So I'm guessing that's a Blake stitch. It doesn't actually say here, but you can see there isn't really a stitch showing in the Welt, which I think that might actually be a midsole. And so let's get this big. And so this stitch, I'm pretty sure, is a Blake stitch that comes all the way through. General description: the incredible Toffanin mid-calf boot, perfect for lovers of style and durability, made with brown nubuck. The cotton lace-up closure allows you to adjust the boots to your liking and ensure a perfect fit. So I think the cotton lace-up closure means it's a derby lacing boot. Non-slip front stitch sole made of SBR rubber. It says it's a front stitch sole, but doesn't say what kind of stitching. Oops. Come on, don't be unfriendly. Front stitch sole over here, fellas. Look, top right. Front stitch sole. It doesn't say what kind of stitching. All the finishing touches are handcrafted, so I'm not quite sure what the finishing touches are. Product reviews, few stars, pretty good. What have we got? Boots, adventure boots. What are they like? A little bit slow, to be honest. Adventure boots. Here we go. I see hikers. Okay. Cement construction. Leather, though. Interesting. They also have clothing. Okay. T-shirts, socks, and jeans. No, I don't want to chat with you, thank you. Some of these websites can be quite annoying, can't they? Okay, I don't see an about page. Let's have a look at frequently asked questions. Why should I register? Is my personal information safe? Do we deliver? So, no about page. Okay, there you go. This is not a new one, but I'm going to get a couple of pairs from them. So let's take a look at Unmarked. As I said, Unmarked is not new. I think a lot of people know about Unmarked from Leon in Mexico. From what I can gather from my Instagram, it's been known to create some really high quality boots. And as I've said, I'm waiting for 2 pairs to come into my hot hands for review, which is why I wanted to take take a look at their website. I'm getting a DB Hunter in blue. Let me see if I can find the... Here we go, men boots. Here we go. They have quite a variety of boots, and quite a lot of them are Western style, like this Durango. They also have their Chelseas, called the Chelsea SE, lace-to-toe boots called the Archie. I was quite taken by these workman boots with this toe bug design, but then again, that's not quite my style. I like the profile of it. You can see the Western boot kind of tradition coming into these boots, like that toe bug design. Do they have any? Here we go. Let's have a look at that. So that toe bug design is very pretty, but I'm just not sure that's my style. Right. So going back, they have the all-purpose boot, which also I quite like, and lots of Durango Western boots. See that all-purpose waxy Commander, very interesting. A Roper. The DB Hunter is their clear favorite, and I'm waiting for this one in blue Chrome XL. It's their brogue cap toe version with studded soles. So I do like blue boots, so I'm interested in taking it in that one. So this says it's our interpretation of what a perfect derby boot should be, the combination of the heritage in traditional Western boot making and the stitch down construction. So it's stitched down, and it combines it with traditional Western making, because I understand that it uses some brass nails and so on, similar to cowboy boots. So that's going to be very interesting to take a look at. The other one taking a look at, let's go back to the home page, or the page where everything's on it. It's new for autumn winter of 2024, the Northern Hemisphere autumn winter, $450 US. So these are not bargain basement boots, but my understanding is they are really, really well made. And this one I find super interesting. It's got a very interesting backstay. It's a derby boot with all brass eyelets, and then a very chunky crepe rubber sole that just sets it off, I think, in natural. So this is called the Supernatural Boots Veg Tan. These boots are the ultimate balance between comfort, durability, due to the nature of the materials, style, and natural materials. Everything, I understand, is made of natural materials. So we've got the veg tan leather uppers, we've got veg tan insole, midsole, cork fillers, veg tan welt, and a natural rubber, crepe rubber, plantation rubber outsole. So everything in there is natural. Boots are entirely hand lasted and welted on a fully carved leather insole, which is filled with natural cork, which will adapt to the shape of your feet. As you can see, uppers are veg tan leather, lining is veg tan leather, footbed is veg tan leather, insole is veg tan leather, midsole is veg tan leather with natural cork filling, and the laces are cotton laces with a leather heel counter, leather toe stiffener, outsole natural crepe sole, construction storm welt. Okay, so this is a storm welted one, as opposed to a stitch down version, which is what the DB Hunter is. So I'm glad I've got sort of both versions. There's that natural crepe rubber outsole, which, by the way, is really comfortable. Does get extremely dirty, could be a bit slippery, but very, very comfortable. And I think the natural color is just gorgeous, you know, absolutely gorgeous. So that was a lot of interesting new brands. I mean, I'm interested in trying some of them. I'm coming up to the end of collecting boots because I have so many, but I'm still going to buy them. I'm still going to get them. I'm still going to review them. So I'm just a little bit more picky now. I'm not going to buy one every week. Let me know if you see something that you like and maybe you want me to explore. I'll go into it and reach out to them and maybe buy a pair if I can get it at the right price, or if somebody out there has a pair of those and would like to send them to me for a review, and I'll have a look. But there are some in there that I quite like, so I think I'm probably going to get 2 or 3 pairs from some of these makers here. So let me know if there's anything you see that you like and whether you have any experience of them. So don't forget to click on like and subscribe, and make sure you come back here next week, and I'll see you then.